Hello and welcome to another episode of Momento Malum today. Hops are the flower cones of the species Humulus lupulus, or the hop plant. Hops help preserve beer, maintain foam, and act as a flavoring agent within the beer itself. In modern times, almost all beers on the market today contain hops. The exceptions to this rule are the beers that use Groot. As a consequence of the extensive use of this species, there's a great need to identify the genetic diversity of the cultivated members of the species. From the beginning, hop cultivars were identified and categorized based on morphological traits of the cones and the vines. Advances in chemistry allowed for the hop secondary metabolites to be identified and used in the categorization process. These would also allow for a prediction of what the flavor of the hops will impart onto the beer. This is known as chemotaxonomy, and was useful in tracing the lineage of the various hop cultivars. The other methods used for the written pedigree and the geographical origin of the individual cultivars. This is because the composition of the secondary metabolites is a genetic trait characteristic of each individual cultivar. This trait is also only slightly affected by the environment. In modern times, the utilization of genetic methods for analyzing the DNA to trace the pedigree of different plants is the most common type of system utilized in genetic research. Because unlike chemical analyses, the DNA is not influenced by the environment or by the age of the hop plants. As a consequence, the researcher Dr. Patzak would use SSR marker technology to trace the genealogy of the cultivars by analyzing 109 cultivars from across the world. And here are the results. If you want to donate to my channel, the links are below. If you want to buy my book, you can also find that link in the description box below. Because of the broad gene pool of cultivars the researcher used, the program minimal marker was utilized to determine the bare minimum number of markers necessary for the differentiation of all hop cultivars. Through the use of this program, it was found that only 15 markers were needed to achieve this goal of tracing the lineage of these cultivars. There are exceptions, of course. These were the Saz, Spalt, Tetnang, and Nawakisti cultivars. And I definitely butchered that last one. The results of this genetic analysis confirmed that the previous method of tracing the lineage of these cultivars were accurate, and the cultivars clustered in the same way they did under the prior methods. The cultivars grouped into two broad groups that separated into two subgroups each, all of which can be seen on screen right now. The two broad groups are the pureblood European breeds and the American cultivars made by crossbreeding European cultivars and American wild hops found in the United States natively. The European group is divided into two separate subgroups. These were the pre-existing groups known as the Saz group, which is found in mainland Europe, and the Fugal group, which is found in the European islands. The American cultivar groups also splintered into two subgroups. One consisted of the Columbus and Cascade series of cultivars. Columbus is a pure-blood American subspecies selection, and Cascade was a mix of both the Saz cultivars and the wild American hops. This covers all the lines within this subgroup, with the exception of Columbus, which is of pure red, white, and blue origin. The cultivars of the second American subgroup are derived from the combination of male wild American hop cultivars and lines, crossbred with female hops from the Fugal group. In America, Brewer's Gold, Northern Brewer, Cascade, and Columbus are the majority founders of the American gene pool when it comes to hops. And that about covers everything. Thank you for watching.